Good morning. Today I'm going to actually be seeding my pepper plants for inside the high tunnel. So I have three varieties I'm going to do. I'm going to do the red knight, and as you can see, I marked the front of the trays because the whole tray is not going to be one type of pepper. So I have red knights going to be up to here, then gordo again, and then revolution. These are all sweet peppers. The red knight and the revolution are 4-lobed sweet peppers, and the gordos are 3-lobed sweet peppers, and they're very large peppers. Inside the house, they grow much bigger than they do out in the field. So these I'm going to do in the house. We might put some out in the field. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. And I did go in and water all the plants. We can take a quick look to see how they're doing today. And he's making me some more.
I am finishing up our smaller boxes. They look nice. They're not as big as these over here, as the others. You can see the size difference. Yeah, and they're not as big as they're much smaller in comparison. So anyway, they look good. I like them.
I like the smaller ones. I think the bigger ones will get too heavy for me. I did water everything already. These don't need the light yet. These I seeded yesterday, the ruby red cherry tomatoes and broccoli and more red and green cabbage. Here's the red deuce and the BHN 589s. They're doing well. And the Maxafords, we put them both down here. Now the one on the right are a day older than the ones on the left. But they're doing pretty well. You can see some of them are a little delayed. These are just starting to come up. But that's good because this way we'll have range and size, because we need to match them up with the same stem width as the red deuce and the BHN 589s, because they need to be the same size as far as the stem goes. So that'll be good. All right, so the first variety of the plant is red knight. So them. It's very windy today, so I hope my seeds don't fly away. At least these will be easier to see if I double up on my mistake. The next one is gordo, and these are the 3-lobed ones. And the last one's are revolution. I'm just going to push them down a little bit into the soil and cover them up. So I put dirt over the seed, and now I'm going to mark these so that I know what's in the tray, even though I did mark in the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one at the beginning, one at the end, and then these here are all those. And then I will put the labels on these, and these are those. And I will sink those. I will put them in the germinating chamber, where they will get lots of nice heat. And the pepper seeds do take a little longer to germinate. I think they take, I think it says up to 10 days. I know they always take a lot longer than everything else to germinate. See, this one says day to germination 10 to 20 days. I'm transplanting them from the, what is that, 156 tray?
And we still got a few of them.
Yeah.
You're going to leave.
Yep. This one, that one, they're still very tiny.
Yep, and here's like a double. What would you do on the double? Just pitch that one?
If they're the same size now, I think I will try to put them in separate wells and see what happens.
Okay, all right. And how good is the the root on these? I like to, next time you pull one, we're going to look at it.
Some of them are pretty good. Others are not as big. Okay.
And so you're taking the screwdriver here in this case,
just to kind of pull it out.
Just to prop it. Okay.
You see, it's got
it's got a root. Yeah, it's got a root. Yeah. So you partially filled the 72 cell.
Right. Yeah.
And then you're finishing it with some dirt, and you're going to cover some of the stem with some additional soil.
Right.
Or potting mix in this case. It isn't really soil, it's potting mix. So. All right, well, that means I got to get to work here. So let's go on out there. I'm going to go sit down at the table. We're going to do it in that area.
Cold. I'm going to sit in here where it's warmer.
Yes.
Hello.
Hello. So today we're excited because our Maxifort is finally big enough. They're getting their true leaves. Am I right, Delia? Yep. Is this the Maxifort there?
Yep, these are the Maxiforts.
So they're finally getting their true leaves on, which means we are looking to be grafting here in about 10 days or so. We'll be in that ballpark. But because this particular, we're still here at the end of February, and we need these plants to be around a little while. So instead of us transplanting them into our 72 cell germination tray, that's all right, into a 72, we're actually going to go ahead and this is a 36, or is it 36?
36.
36. Into 36 into a much deeper cup while we're doing that. And we'll go ahead and also go ahead and put them in a germination tray so we can water them from the underside of our deal. So exciting day. I'm filling them up halfway right now, and Delia's going to be going ahead and she's going to be transplanting these. But we're super excited. Our first year. Delia, all in all, are you happy with the way the germination went of the Maxifort?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few, like you can see, that just didn't amount to anything.
Well, not yet anyway, but look at that. That's actually a pretty good stand there. I mean, we got a few blanks right here, you know, but I mean...
And all these empty ones actually are in the other tray.
They're in and so we'll retransplant the other one because you didn't know what you was going to do there.
I was going to use a 72, and then I found it was just too crowded, because from that tray we're going to graft already, and I wouldn't be able to reach the inside of the tray because they're just much smaller wells. I figured this one here will still be able to reach into the inside rows.
Yeah, you can go 2 and 2.
Right.
And flip it around to the other side. I think we got it figured out, and we've never done it before. So good job, Delia. Good job. So that's what's that?
That's the root system, and it's doing pretty good.
It's doing very well. Yeah, you can see the roots on that.
And I didn't water them that much this morning, so it'll be easier to pull them out. If they're too wet, then the plug starts falling apart when you try to pull it out of the tray.
Yeah, they look great. So you got some extra soil right there, and you're using a pencil to pop them out of out of the 1 inch.
Right.
Yeah,
And
them are nice.
bottom hole.
And you'll put more dirt in there before we're done.
Yep.
Yeah. But without a doubt, they have some super stuff. Let me keep going because you're going to pass me. I need 3 more of these, right?
3 more. Yep.
All right, 3 more.
I think my count is right.
Well, if not, we'll get more or less. Those have good enough roots. I think I'm not going to go.
And if we find that it's still too difficult to get to the inside layers, these are easily just ripped in half. These trays, each of these little cups can be pulled apart, so we can easily just go down the middle and just have a 2-row that we can work with.
Good. Yep. Got a double here. Let me go ahead and try to separate them the best of my ability. Set you there. I agree with Andrew on the veggie boys that as long as you have a little root attached, the tomato plant has a good chance of returning. As we transplant these, we got a little variation in it. Some seeds came up a little later than others. And I could see the advantages of the air seeder to where everything kind of drops at the same level and all of that. So there's always some advantage somewhere, but let me go ahead and pop this up. These are red deuce. And they got a nice root structure on that. Look how nice that is. So we'll put some more dirt in there so we can go in and add a little more root along the side of it. There we go. And I didn't get one to fill that hole in yet. I'm going to do that right now. I kind of skipped it because that one had a lot of soil with it. But they're just starting to get their true leaves. We can see that right there. Nice true leaves starting to occur on these. Means we're getting a lot closer to our actual planting or grafting day that Delia and I can panic on, get that done. She is over here. I'll turn it this way, but she's over there doing the Maxifort. So how many of those trays have you done? One so far?
This is the second one. Yep.
That's the second tray of Maxifort.
Yep.
And do you find that those roots, those stems on the Maxifort, are they pretty sturdy?
They are.
Are they? Because like mine are pretty flimsy.
The only difference I see from those and these is those are a lot taller, or as you
that's
call
probably
leggy,
more.
But they're in the same lights, they're in the same heat, they're in the same everything. So maybe that's why these are better, because they're stockier, they are shorter, they don't.
Yeah.
Maybe they're not as prone to getting leggy. Why did you move?
Gotcha. Slower growing top, but a very strong trunk. Because like I said, this is our first time doing this, so. They look good. And
See, that's the thing, since we have those little ones in there, we're gonna run out of space in the,
well,
on the shelves.
yep. Let me go ahead. Do we have another red deuce in there?
There's a half a tray of red deuce in there.
All right, let me go get that. What's this right here?
Those are the BHNs, which need to be transplanted into another tray. It's a half a tray, and there's like cabbage on the other side, or broccoli or something. See it?
Well, I'm looking.
They're a little younger than these.
I see red juice. I see it. All right. You got them mixed in with the,
With
Cabbage.
cabbage or something, yeah.
no, they're about the same height.
Are they? They're like maybe 3 days
Yeah, that's
younger.
They're probably the same with these others. Okay, let me switch this over. So you about got yours done there. Myself, I'm going to go ahead. I have cabbage and red deuce is what I got there. So I'm gonna. They look pretty sorry right now, but they'll bounce right back up. I think this is all that we have left. I got one right there. I guess I could go ahead and transplant him. He's still standing kind of erect on that one. I kind of hate these other two. Look pretty. They're pretty much done. And but let me go ahead here with this red deuce and continue planting those. And Delia's going to be needing that. Let's set that out of the way.
If you need another tray,
What?
I don't know if this, whenever these see, I don't know if you want. Oh, I know which one you can use. This one,
What?
which I
Yeah,
made
yeah.
to. Plant
But I'm
these.
all right. I got to finish this one
Yeah.
still.
And then
Okay, so we'll grab the
they're
better
about the
ones.
size of the ones I planted last time.
Yeah, these don't have quite the roots that the others do, but we're gonna get them in there. Here we go. We'll get some more root on them. There we go. That's the nice thing about when they don't have a lot of root. You can plant them a little deep and they'll actually put on more roots. Right now they're a little leggy, but I mean, there's enough root there to give that guy some balance. You kind of held that bed, and I just want to get this tray completed. There we go. Nice. Got that one. Yeah. Has just a little root on it. That actually is going to work out pretty good because, like I said, it's going to be able to, by planting it deep, it will actually put on a little bit more roots on the lower side, even though it looks shorter, but it looks good. All right, on to the next row. Make sure I got soil in these. You know, it's kind of funny how you kind of go through the winter and you're just kind of filling your day in and doing some oddball jobs, things that, you wouldn't, you just don't have, you wouldn't normally do them other than, hey, I got some time. And all of a sudden, out of the blue, everything is coming. It's time to get her done. You're already behind before you begin, right? And so anyway, I'm doing the cabbage now, transplanting cabbage before they get any bigger. But the cabbage is growing very nicely. This happens to be, it's Harris green. It just says green cabbage is what it says. But that's what it is. It's Harris green cabbage. I'll stick it over there in that one for now. But this is like a big green cabbage, right, Delia?
Yep.
So she says yes, so in case you didn't hear it. But yeah, it's just time to push them. And I saw, look at them wonderful roots that's happening right there. Just great roots. Go ahead here and kind of keep pushing. Now I am transplanting them into the plugs that my strawberries came in. And just time to do that. Now Delia over here, she's still working on Maxifor, but I mean, look at this. She done a fantastic job getting these Maxifor up and going, and they're just starting to get their first true leaf. So we're very happy, I mean, about that. You know, you think you got it figured out, but I guarantee it's something you don't want to get cocky about it, do you, Delia? Yeah. Just when you do it. Delia's been, this is how many years? Year 4? We have been doing this?
Year 4.
But we're actually, whoop, I don't even have it on me. We're actually doing better so far than we've ever done. And I know we don't have this in a high tunnel or a greenhouse. That's, you know, you guys see that. We're keeping them in our shop. We don't have a heated high tunnel or greenhouse. We don't have that. And that is what makes a greenhouse, is whether it's heated or not. We don't have that. What we'll do is we'll go ahead and get our tomatoes transplanted about the 1st of April, the first week of April. And of course that could change. You know, we've had all of us have had a very mild year this year, because we've already gotten robins the 1st of February, as Delia pointed out in one of our videos. But this is the first time we're really kind of going, we've grown cabbage before, but I think with it going in plastic, and we're doing a liquid fertilizer, which we haven't done before, I think it's going to push these cabbages faster than what, you know, the bigger companies, whether you're going organic and using things like fish emulsion and all that, or you're using liquid manure tea, the one thing that everybody's doing is they're making sure they push the fertilizer to their plants. And that's something there that I really wasn't doing. I was using commercial regular fertilizer, you know, your NPK and that. And I think Delia and I, we've been around, I just didn't know how to do liquid fertilizer, and I'm still not going organic. I mean, that's just not what we do, but we are using some like 9, 45, 15 and things like that. And as we start our plants and trying to get them pushing a little bit more than we ever have, that's going to be our game plan this year. You do have to be concerned about the salt content. You don't want to make the fertilizer so hot that you're going, you know, I'm not doing 20-20-20 or anything like that, as these plants are small. But as these guys right now, they are getting going. Water's all they need for this watering right here, but as they start adding true leaves and things like that, we can go ahead and start pushing a little bit more on our plants. At least that's my game plan. And Delia's letting me do it. So one way or the other, we're
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. That is our motto. Fingers crossed. That's what we should have called this. Fingers crossed farm, not fresh picked acres, but fingers crossed. But no, it's looking really a lot better. And but it's amazing how fast all of a sudden. You know, we're going to be going into March Madness, and we're going to be doing that. But, I mean, we just weren't doing hardly anything a month ago. But look at us now. Look at everybody now. We're all having to push the program. It's time. Everybody, and we're probably behind a lot of the big companies, but they're a little bit different setup. But it's just time to get our early crops started. And if you guys haven't gotten your cabbage started or your broccoli or whatever, you still got time. You can go and get it going right now and put it in a sunny, you know, just make sure it has good sun. That one needs a little more dirt in the bottom. Just make sure it has good sun throughout the day, you know, if a southerly window or something like that. That's the main thing, or use your lights that you use that have the whatever the kind of, what do you call them lights, Delia?
Grow lights?
Grow lights, yeah, use a grow light. So there's different things we can do right now. And then when you get off work or whatever the case is, you can go ahead and jump into you can go ahead and move them to a sunny part. Like like us, we have our window, our garage door open. We're 50 degrees, and with the sun coming in facing the south, I mean, that'll do them that'll do them even more good than actually sitting underneath of a grow light. In my mind, they like to have that natural light. That's the way they were designed. So, but no, we just look at all this wonderful green cabbage. This is nice. It's just time they are as I was watering in here, I was seeing how these roots, they were growing through my tray. So, all right, I'm gonna keep going. We'll get back.
So what I found to be a little better in transplanting is if I fill the well in about 2/3, and then I make my hole in the center, and then I just get one of these little buggers over here.
Is that their name, Booger?
Yes.
A booger?
And then I just stick it right in the hole and push it down, then just add more dirt.
Then you're just going to go and add more dirt.
Yep.
The Maxiforts really, on these, they have really
nice roots.
Really nice roots. And of course, that's what they're for, right? I mean, that's why we're planting them. This is why they are the king of doing this type of thing.
Grafting.
So, yeah, that's why you graft with them and stuff. But these guys, they look so much better. Granted, you're grabbing the biggest ones first and then you're moving them over. But look how nice and big them are. Yeah, they look better in the bigger tray. That's our future root system as you're doing it right there. So more or less, that's kind of where we're at with it. Let me come on in here. Let me take you guys. We've done quite a bit, and we've expanded everything a little bit. You're going to notice that we have our second rack kind of set up now. Now we're going to go to Joann Fabric, correct, and grab some stuff tomorrow. The plastic, and we're referring to this plastic here, but this will keep the humidity in there, and we also already kind of have a row cover. So this is where for the whole thing. This is going to be the grafting chamber right here, and we'll monitor it. But if you notice, look at them BHN. I'm afraid them BHN are just gonna they're kind of growing themselves out of being grafted. We're gonna find out. The red deuce over here, they're in pretty good shape regarding that. But we have our broccoli. They're over here, and the Revolution. Look at them Revolution bell peppers. Delia, you planted right into those, right? Yeah. Yeah, and look at them. I mean, it's almost she's just about done a perfect deal on Revolution, but then she's got Gordo in the back, and it isn't quite as fast. It's starting to come up. Gordo in the very back is starting to come up, but they're a little bit slower. But I think Delia's really got it. This is some more BHN 589 tomatoes, but they are just, they were a little bit further behind. So we just don't quite have, we're kind of sizing them as we go. You grab the big ones. You can see there's a bunch of small ones here too that have not been transplanted yet. So it's a game. You try to get them all the same, and we are not big producers. So I mean, we don't have the tens of thousands in a heated greenhouse. I could definitely see the advantages of having that heated greenhouse, but for our size, we're just not going to invest that kind of money into something like that, because you really need to turn over a pretty good profit in order to go that direction. But Delia's right there, and she's really getting those Maxifort going pretty good there. So yeah, really nice. Yeah, and you'll have plenty in here that are a little small that you're going to hold off transplanting yourself, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, they don't quite have it. Now, do you need another one of those right now?
I don't think so.
You're going to let those go an extra day or two?
Yep. I'm just going to finish this tray and...
Okay, going to finish the tray, and we'll get it in there. And we're starting, now that they're getting their true leaves, we're actually starting to put a little liquid fertilizer in there in the bottom of the trays now that they're starting to grow. We're just putting in a starter fertilizer. We're not going with the 20-20-20. Going with a 9-15-25, I think, is what it is. So just starting to help our plants encourage that root growth a little bit. But everything is going so fast right now. I guarantee you right now, every vegetable producer out there, when you wake up in the morning, you're behind. That's just the way it is. And look at those nice onions Delia did the other day, the red and the green. Green onions. I have no idea what this is, but she knows her symbols. So anyway, but it looks good. It looks good.